Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl Shannon from Can We Talk Sports. I'm here with my host.
Hey, it's Karen.
Oh my goodness, Kawasaki, I miss you. Okay, I had to yell her name out. She's not on the show today, so usually when I do that, she goes Kawasaki. But we are here today. Listen. What's up with this Dallas weather, y'all? Okay, so the forecast said rain until next Sunday. Then I go back and it goes sunshine, sunshine, sunshine. Wait, what happened? It's like, wait, hold up. I'm like thunderstorms all week. I was like, yes. And then it was like sun. I was like, Karen,
Yes.
only in Texas, right?
We're in Texas,
Only in Dallas, Texas.
only in Dallas. You
Only
just
in Dallas.
never know about the weather. You just never
Never
know.
know. Never know. One minute you can go out, it's like 95. Next minute you go out, it's 46. Like,
Right.
seriously?
Right.
Like. But anyway, so that's crazy. So what you got going on?
Did you get a chance to barbecue yesterday?
What was it? Oh, I was gonna say what was
Memorial Day. Memorial Day.
No, my
What?
husband did. Listen. This joker made some ribs. They was falling off the bone. They was so good. We was all full. So he did ribs, he did corn, I did vegetables and the baked beans with the barbecue. Man, we was laying around here like, we was all full.
Oh, yes.
It was good. So
My husband did too, and then I went over to somebody else's house to do their taxes, and they fed me, and they must have put brisket and links, and me and my granddaughter, we were just like, oh, this is just too much
it
food.
was
It was
good.
just too much. It
Yeah,
was
it
a
was some
lot.
good food. It was some good
I,
food. I tell you
I
what.
gained 10 pounds yesterday.
There is never a empty plate in this house. Like, there's no leftovers. Okay, so yeah,
Right.
because I got all these guys, I got what? How many athletes in this house? What, 5, 6?
Right.
Because my son has a guest here. So yeah, there's food does not stay in my house.
I know.
Please help my food bill, y'all.
Noodles.
For
Couple
who?
noodles.
For who?
For them boys.
Girl, they look at them noodles like they like, really? Are you serious, mama? Are you for real? The noodles are still in the cabinet.
For real.
And then, you know what's so funny? And I'm proud of them. I love them, but they eat up my yogurt. You know how some kids don't eat like
Healthy food.
yogurt or my vegetables? Salad, we fight over salad. Can you believe that?
Oh, that's wonderful.
No, what you mean?
Salad, that's great. I
That's
mean,
my
I
salad.
hate vegetables,
But
so
that's
but
my salad.
still,
That's
that's
my
good, healthy food.
Get
I
your
would rather
own.
from the I would rather from the fight over the salad than fighting over the cookies and the ice
No, we
cream.
actually the salad, that's like I can't keep salad, right? Smoothies, oh my gosh, can't keep a smoothie in the house because I make them. So the smoothies, the salad, you name it, it's gone.
Well,
And then they always want my stuff. And I try to get stuff that I don't think they'll eat. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm
hey,
like, man.
when
So
you don't
look,
have nothing to eat, you eat anything.
Me and babe got to hide food in the bedroom, in the closet.
Right.
Y'all laughing. I'm like, wait, where I be going in there? And then this is what make me so mad. They leave a box in there empty. So you reach,
Right.
you about to go get a Pop Tart. You put your hand in there and that box is empty, right? I'm like, and then in the refrigerator, you're like, oh, there's another soda. You going, you be holding the box up like, are you serious? Could y'all have
Mhm.
thrown the box away? Yeah, that's how.
Right. Yeah.
And then you
That's
go, who had the last one? I don't know. I didn't have everybody, nobody know
right.
nothing.
Nobody know
And
that.
then you go upstairs, the can right there sitting on their nightstand, and I just be like,
Yeah.
help the food bill, y'all. Help the food bill around here. I tell you what, athletes is they can eat.
They can eat.
They can
So
eat. And I feel and I know, and all, and with this COVID, it didn't help because right
right.
now they be in school. So your
Right.
food bill be low.
A little less because they
A
eat
little
healthy food. But no, it's straight you. Bologna, hot dogs.
we spent almost $500 on food.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
we went grocery shopping. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Y'all
Yeah.
need a Sam Club or Costco
So what they
card.
yeah, we try to buy bulks, but I'm Karen, come on now.
Okay.
You see what I
It's
have here.
yeah.
You
I
see
I
how
mean,
big
I
they
get
are.
it. I get it. I
And
cooked all processed food. I cooked spaghetti and barely
it
had the
doesn't
meat in
say.
there and have enough noodles to try to stretch it.
These
I
athletes they eat like and Jordan, oh my God. Jordan, I'm like,
yeah.
2, I mean, they pound the spaghetti, they pound their food. It's just like, really? Aren't you
Yeah.
supposed to be losing weight during the season? Or like off season? I mean, and then when they work out, it makes it worse because they're more hungry.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. So,
All right, sports mom. There you go. The life of a sports mom, it never ends.
mm, mm. Can I eat? Can I eat something now? Water don't stay. I'm telling you, but I guess I can't complain. And then they bring their friends. So that I'm just like, let's just feed the whole sports industry, right? Like,
Right.
but I can't complain. I love them. So anyway, this is a great show today because we have a special guest. Listen, I she was in the green room. We were talking for a minute, right? So Karen, I'm telling you, she's like she played QB, professional play football, and then she played
She's a
basketball guard, and she is now one of the coaches for the running back. Hold on,
for
let
the,
me go. Let
she
me
did
go
it
coach
all.
something. Right. So we have from the Redskins, we have Jennifer King as coach with the running backs, and then we have Kate, wide receiver coach with the 49ers. Can I go coach something?
No. Do you have a resume like they do? so
You see I went silent. You ever seen that? Hey, you seen that on Facebook when the grandma's asking the kids to go to church and then they were talking to her and all of a sudden they froze?
like we can't hear you, grandma.
Let me freeze 1 minute. No, I'll find it. I don't know. Let me make up something. Let me go coach something for a few minutes.
All
I'm
right.
like, these are some bad girls. Can I get in the can I get in the league?
It's a new world now. It's a new world. So
Running back, we got running back and a wide receiver. I think I could do the QBs. What you think? Mm-mm.
no.
My
Don't put
son
your
would
head
say, "Mama, if you, I wish you would."
Look.
All right, so listen, we will be right back after this with Jennifer King, one of the running back coaches for the Washington Redskins. What?
If I could go back and speak to my younger self, I think I would tell her to continue to work hard. Go for your dreams earlier. Looking back, it's kind of interesting to know where I could be now if I would have, tried to achieve my dreams a little earlier.
If you want it, you can get it though. Make sure you want it, go right, get it though.
It's not about being the first, it's not be the last, So you want to do a good job at this thing, and so people in higher positions understand that, women can coach this game at a high level. I've prepared the past few years for this opportunity, and, I'm excited to step into this role. Obviously, I've made it this far, so part of my dream is complete, but the work doesn't stop. I have more dreams, more aspirations, and hopefully one day I'll reach that goal.
Ron Rivera is someone who obviously believes a lot in you, and he's talked about the fact that there are talented female coaches out there, and it looks like he's found one. What has Ron meant to your career?
He's been everything. I mean, he gave me a start and gave me a chance when he didn't have to. But once I met Coach Rivera and started getting opportunities, it never crossed my mind that I wouldn't make it back to the NFL and really, working football full time. And I think that's why it's really important to start with that younger generation so they can go right into it. They don't have to defer their dreams, to ultimately do what they want to do. I had an opportunity to meet Commissioner Goodell. We spoke briefly about the importance of getting females into positions in the NFL. And obviously, Coach Lowe in Tampa and Katie in San Francisco, Callie now with the Browns. I think it's growing, and I think we're all capable of doing a great job, and I think we're the right people for our situation. The biggest thing about playing the game and coaching the game is you have that validity with the guys. They know that you've played, and it really knocks out a lot of questions about why I'm there and am I capable of coaching, because they've seen me play. It's kind of that fraternity or sorority of actually strapping on the pads and maybe seeing stars after a play, or you understand what it feels like to hit and be hit, and I think that's important. And I think there's no coincidence that all of the females now working in the NFL have playing experience.
If you could look 10 years in the future and you keep on this road that you've been traveling, Where does Jennifer King see herself 10 years in the future?
Hopefully still in this football thing. That's the first reaction. Making strides to be a coordinator, or if I'm happy coaching a position, that's fine too. I was an assistant college basketball coach for 9 years and could have left and became a head coach, but I was comfortable in my role. And I think that's important. If you like your job, stick with it. It's not about chasing a check or always chasing goals, but happy working in football, that's really where I see ourselves.
Welcome, Jennifer.
Welcome.
I don't know. Did you hear me in the back talking about I can come coach too?
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that? Okay,
Yeah.
I could do a little something. Okay,
Slap
so wait
her
a minute.
upside
On
the
the
head, break her.
interview, huh? No,
I told her, slap you
You're supposed to
upside the head.
you're supposed to have my back. Now listen, DeSoto, you supposed to have my back. You're supposed to be like, yeah, go Shannon. No, let me stop. All right. We're going to get into this because I heard something in the interview that there's more than 2 females in the NFL coaching.
Yeah, it's actually
What?
5. Yeah.
This is going to be a good show. So, but before we do the show, we like to play this game. We usually play Would You Rather, but today we're going to switch it up, right? All right. So, what's your favorite way to cook a steak?
Ooh, medium.
Boy, you and my husband will get along. Lord have mercy.
What's
He
your
be like,
favorite cookie?
Oatmeal.
Cookies.
Definitely.
What? 2
Yeah.
points over here. I'm an oatmeal girl. All right. What's your favorite soda?
I don't really drink soda.
Oh, Lord.
Maybe like Cheerwine. I'm from North Carolina. That's like a Carolina soda. It's like a cherry soda. It's really good.
Okay. You got another one, Karen?
What's your favorite ice cream?
Strawberry.
Oh.
3 points over here. What's your favorite movie?
Oh my goodness, favorite movie. Ooh, that's tough. Brown Sugar.
Okay.
And what's your favorite music rap group?
Jay-Z. Easy.
Oh.
I kind of figured that was coming. All right. So since we got the favorites out the way, let's jump right in. All right, Karen, you want to go on with the first question for me?
Yes, I got the first question. When y'all go in the locker room, do y'all say "girl in the locker room"? Girl in the locker room? Because most of the time we see the guys who when they finish a game, they're like naked and stuff. So how do you enter the locker room?
Nah, I never really had that problem. I mean, I just go on with everybody else, and it's not an issue. That's one of those things. I think it was interesting. I get asked that a lot, but when I was coaching basketball, I always worked for a guy, and it was never a question. I mean, they went in the locker room just like anybody else, to do things. So it's never been an issue. So yeah, it's not that big a deal.
So you don't be like this?
Nah.
All right. So let's go back on the journey. Okay. So to how we got to this point. High school, did you play sports?
Yeah, I played like 5 sports in high school. So I did a lot and wanted to play football, but my mom wouldn't let me. But so I did a lot of other stuff instead.
So what sports did you play in high school?
Let's see. I played volleyball, cross country, basketball, softball, and track. And then I did stats for the football team.
So what did you run? What did you run in track?
I did the field events mainly because I was also in softball as well. So I was doing 2 things at one time. So I mainly did discus and shot put, and then I was an alternate on some of the relays.
Okay. So you go to high school. Now, did you get a scholarship into college for a sport?
Yeah, actually, it was interesting. I got offered quite a few scholarships in basketball and softball. And then Guilford College actually allowed me to do both.
Wow.
So a lot of the bigger schools didn't really want me playing both sports. You could kind of tell through conversation, which is understood. But I wanted to play both, and Guilford allowed me to do that, so I went.
So you go to college. What did you major in?
Yeah, sports management.
Sports management. All right. So you go to college. You're playing softball and basketball. How did football come into play?
Yeah,
was that something you still always wanted to do, and you just needed to wait till after college, or was it something maybe I can try out for the college team? How did football come into play?
Football had just always been a really big part of my life. Like since I was like 5 or 6 years old, football was huge. Just, it's big in my family. It's big in the area where I'm from. And, I grew up with football. So it was always there. I just obviously didn't play until, after I graduated from college.
So now who played in the family football? Was it just something you guys watched, or who all played? Your dad, your uncles?
No, I had cousins playing, and then just, I'm from a smaller town. So obviously high school football is really big and the teams are really good in their area. So we were always going to watch a game on Friday and usually, Saturday, a lot of my family has season tickets to North Carolina A&T. So we were up there a lot watching games and, going to Panther games and anything. So it wasn't uncommon to go football Thursday through Monday or watch football Thursday through Monday every week.
Wow. So what did your parents say when your mom say, Mom, I want to play football? What did she say?
Yeah, it's kind of funny because, it first happened in middle school. The middle school coach asked, if I would be interested in playing. And, I was excited. And then actually the high school quarterback, he actually lived like right around the corner from us growing up. So obviously he was a neighbor. And he ended up breaking his collarbone. So when I told her I wanted to play football, that was like the first thing she said. And you're going to play football, you're going to break your collarbone.
And they're like a mom. And they're like a mom. Like they start seeing everything that's going to happen negative, right? And they're like, nope, not going to play football. All right. So the journey, right? So now you're playing in college, graduated, and you tried out for a team. Is that how it all came about when you first playing?
Yeah, I was playing basketball and I had the opportunity to go to Australia and play some basketball on the USA team. And when I got back, one of my friends had told me about like the women's football league. And I knew about it already just because, I had seen it around. And, I kind of leaped at the chance, when I had opportunity to play. So I jumped right in.
Okay. And quarterback, you played quarterback. Is that, how was that? How did that process go?
Yeah, it's actually something, I've always wanted to play receiver, and I did get to play receiver a little later in the career some, but I've been a quarterback most of my career just because I think, I have a pretty high football IQ and can throw the football and make good decisions. So I was kind of always play quarterback.
So as a woman, what was the challenge like for you trying to break into the industry as, first of all, playing the sport? What was that? I mean, what was the resistance that you would get?
Yeah, I think playing was a lot less actually, just because of the league. The women leagues are so established. They've been around for a while, and obviously they're getting better and better. But there are a lot of great athletes playing, and a lot of people with that was kind of like, oh, okay, you play, and then they would come to a game, and it's like, oh man, like this is like normal 11-on-11 outdoor football. This is really good, and they would keep coming back, and and really jumping into the coaching part of it was. Obviously you hear more naysayers there than playing.
So what was that like when you decided to jump into coaching? What was the challenge?
Yeah, it was so random just because, I was a head college basketball coach and successful, doing well. And I, you mentioned Katie out in San Francisco. At this time she was in Atlanta. And, I knew her, and I also knew some people with the Falcons, and it was just something. It was kind of like, man, this is something that I could really do, something that I've always wanted to do. But I was a head college basketball coach, and we were very successful. And I met Coach Rivera from the Panthers, and that's kind of how everything started. I mean, my office was literally next door to the Panther facility, so I would see him all the time. And we met down in Florida at an event, and we just kind of started our relationship there.
Karen, you got a question?
How do you just automatically have that confidence to just break into a man-dominant world as far as I can do this, I can call the play? I mean, where did that even come from?
I think a lot of the confidence came from coaching basketball, and I had been coaching football at some lower levels, but coaching basketball, when I was an assistant, we won our league 5 out of our 9 years. And, when I became a head coach, we turned the program around. I was able to win a national championship. So I think I had a confidence that I knew how to coach. I knew how to win and be successful. So I think moving into football, obviously it's a different sport, but a lot of things that make you successful, coaching basketball will make you successful coaching football as well. So I think that gave me that confidence to make that jump.
So
How
did
did
you
Go
have
ahead.
problem with the guys, accepting you? Because it's one thing you going there in confidence, but then to get them to believe that you know what you're talking
Talking
about,
about?
so how was that transition?
Yeah, I think one thing people don't realize at the NFL level, I mean, it's so hard to stay in the NFL. So if you can come in and provide value or add something that can help people get better or help them learn something to be able to stay, they don't care, who you are or where you come from. And I think that helped me immediately just going in and being able to provide things for the group. When I first started with the Panthers, I was with the receiver group. So, anything I could do to help them out, whether it was pre-practice, post-practice, or getting film ready for something just to save them time. And I think I went in with that mentality that I wanted to be missed whenever my time was up. I wanted to do a lot. So when I left, people was like, "Dang, who can do this now?" And really, really kind of make my mark on that program. And I think I was able to do that.
So
Now,
how Go ahead, Karen. Do you have
okay,
something?
I, I was just gonna say your title is offensive quality control. What exactly is that?
Yeah, actually, I'm an offensive assistant. So part of my job is quality control, and part of it I work with the running back group now with the Redskins. So quality control essentially is making film cut-ups and putting things together as far as our presentations, our installs. Like right now, we're doing our installs virtually, installing our offense. So a lot of the things that we do and a lot of things that we show the guys, I help put those together and kind of do the run game stuff as far as the installs go. And then obviously work with the running backs. I do a bunch of stuff with them.
Okay.
So, so Mr. Cornish asked, what type of advice did Coach Rivera give you coming into your going into your first position with the Panthers?
I think one of the biggest things he always told me was, obviously make the most of the opportunity, but also stay ready. And that's one of the things I did. So even when I left the Panthers initially, I kept preparing myself to at some point go back, even though I didn't know if I would or not. So it's so important to stay ready and continue to develop your craft. Sometimes in things that you may not even see yet. And I was able to do that. And that's one thing he still talks about to this day, just in general, just always staying ready and being prepared.
So mentally, how did you how did you get the men to respect you and take you serious? It's like, what were the conversations like? Did you have some that kind of was like, she's not gonna be here for, because you know how sometimes some men, even in coaching, whether it was basketball, where they're like, okay, whatever. But how did you really get them to take you very serious? What was your conversations with them like?
Yeah, I mean, it was really smooth, which was kind of surprising to me as well. But I think it was important that I was always in good situations. Obviously, in Carolina, Coach Rivera and his staff were amazing, and the guys were amazing also. And then as I moved around to other teams, it was the same thing. It's always good cultures, which was important to be around. And like I said, with the guys, how can you help them? That's all they care about. And yeah, I think a lot of course, I'm sure there were some guys that maybe wasn't sure why I was there, but I never had a problem with anybody in my group that I was working with. We have conversations, about all types of football stuff and also conversations about life in general. So, I was able to build really good relationships with them. And, obviously that helps the coaching aspect as well.
So usually on the show, we talk about mental stability. Mentally, how has it been for you through this process? Is there's times where you're like, okay, I want to give up, or is it times like, man, this is pressure. I've got to always be there. I've got to always be sharp. They're depending on me to be that coach that is there all the time. How has it been mentally for you?
I mean, it's been okay. I think I've always been one of those people that have always wanted to do really well in anything I was doing. So I kind of have always been an overachiever, in a way. And, it's no different in coaching football as well. I want to do a really good job in everything that I do. And, I want to make sure everything that I put together is correct and right. And just work at a high level. That's one thing about working in the NFL. The standard of everything is so high. Just because the margin of error is so small in wins and losses in the NFL because everyone's good. So, anything that I do, I just want to do a really good job at it and kind of let the work speak for itself.
So now during the COVID situation, how has it been?
Yeah, obviously it's different just because we've been meeting virtually. So it kind of sucks, but at least we have something. We were able to install stuff, and the part I hate is it's hard to build those relationships. With the players through the computer. It's not the same. But as far as the X's and O's and stuff go, I think it's been as good as you could have expected.
How has it been mentally for the athletes?
Yeah, I mean, they seem to be doing okay. I mean, I think a lot of them kind of like it just because, they're at home, they're hanging out versus now, we would normally be in facility and going outside and working on things. So, the biggest thing for them is just being able to stay in shape and, whenever this ends, come prepared and ready to roll.
That's the thing, they're at home, so you don't know that they're prepared. But usually, this is around the time you guys would be having camps and stuff and showing up. So that's really gonna. I know I've been at home and eating because I've been in the house. So I'm just curious on how the athletes are gonna be when they show up.
Yeah, because we interviewed.
Really got to understand that they're pros. This is your job. So I mean, if they come not prepared, there's a lot of people that would love to take their spot. So I think that's one thing that at the professional level that kind of always drives people is you can be here today, gone tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we interviewed Sunday a women's NBA player, and she was saying, she's training. She goes, but it's challenging because her mom and dad is always cooking. She goes, I cannot stay out the kitchen, and so even my son is like, man, we're always cooking and grilling. So I know it's a challenge. So you have to mentally prepare yourself for it. So what is the talk now dealing with the reopening for the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of uncertainty right now as far as, when we get back in the building. I think that's the main thing. Obviously, our schedule is out and, we're preparing for the season, to play it. And but really, we don't know when we'll be back in the facility. Obviously, things are going well virtually. So I really have no idea, when we'll be back in. But I mean, we're making the most out of it. Everyone's in the same boat.
Miss King asked, how odd was it for not to visit pro days for the players?
Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of sucked that we weren't able to do that and see some people that maybe not was seen. I think our scouts do a fantastic job of seeing people, and if you can play, they know who you are. But you still want to get those measurables that we were able to get at the combine from some people that you didn't get those measurables from some people. Being there in person without pro days.
Let me ask you this: how? Even in high school, it's all about if you go to a big school. And most of the time, they always say that you don't get seen because you're in a small school. And that's, kind of have crossed over to college as far as a big college and a small college. The bigger colleges get seen. What advice would you give to an athlete that is at a small college that want to be seen by, the NFL team?
I mean, I've always said, if you can play, they'll find you, and there's a lot of talent out there, but I mean, our scouts are everywhere. Our scouts are at small games, that you may not even know they're there, but they're there. And, one of the Patriots' first round draft pick this year was from a small D2 school. He was a cornerback, they found him. And because he could play, and I think instead of worrying about those things, just worrying about perfecting your craft and playing, hard, playing the best you can, and it's a good chance somebody will find you if you're really good enough, to play in the NFL.
Okay. Now you said the scouts will find you, so that means I can sign up to be a scout.
I mean, I don't know the process. I don't know.
If I can't coach, how you gonna be a scout? and I want to say sorry, Mr. King. I saw the picture and I just said Miss King, so my bad. But yeah, how you gonna no.
Well, I can recognize the it factor. If they 6'7" and 300 pounds, that's the it factor. Because
that's the easy one, though. That ain't what you get. You can pay to find the ones that's not like that.
What she say? If they 6'7", they there she go already about to mess up.
Because you fit. I mean, you guys go about measurables.
Don't leave the short people out, because I have seen some short people play some ball. So everybody got to be the 6.
They have to be those measurables, though. Hey.
Okay. No, you can't scout. You can't scout. We just gonna stick to can we talk sports. So, okay. Now, as what advice? Now, do you go out and do motivational speaking to other young women that was thinking about coaching or playing football?
I hadn't, and it's kind of crazy. I had a few things set up until this happened, so those kind of got canceled. So we'll see if I'll have time to set those back up. Obviously, during the season, it's not a lot of time for stuff, but I'm hoping to be able to do that some in the future.
So the question is there a lot of concerns regarding potential injuries since we haven't been in organized camp football or football shape?
Well, I mean, I guess that's always a concern. But that goes back. Hopefully, the guys are working out, and I'm sure obviously we're not together as a team, but a lot of people are working together teammate wise. So and obviously we can't be a part of that. We don't even know what's going on. But I've seen Tom Brady getting together with his guys, and I assure you, if he's getting together with his guys, pretty much everyone's doing something. So hopefully they'll be in as good a shape as possible when we get together, and we're not going to jump right in. The first day we're going to build people up and, so we'll be ready to play.
So will it be harder to bring in free agents from college this year? That's the other question.
I mean, it could be just because, there's maybe a few questions that you don't have and possibly, but I'm not sure. A lot of rosters now are filling up for training camps, that 90-man roster. So I think, it'll be interesting to see when some of those are cut down. Will some free agents be brought in that maybe weren't drafted or from the college ranks that didn't have pro days or, from smaller schools?
So how are you guys going to incorporate the stay safe, the 6 feet stay safe distancing? How are you guys going to incorporate that?
Yeah, I have no idea. That's why we're not in the building right now. And that's why, obviously training camp doesn't start till almost August. So I'm sure by then they'll figure out whatever we're going to do. So we'll roll with it then. Yeah, but I really right now have no idea.
Wow. Can you imagine if you had games and nobody was in the stand? How do you think that would affect the whole football experience?
Yeah, it would be crazy. Actually, when I was working in the AAF, we had a scrimmage in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio with no fans, and it was like the weirdest thing ever, to have a real football game with no one in the stands, and it was bad, not what you're used to. So hopefully, we can work something out, but whatever we can do safely, obviously, is what we're gonna do.
It was interesting. Karen posted something. Was it 1930? Was it
1918?
1918, where there was a pandemic then, and there was a picture of a football team, and they were in masks. And I just thought that was interesting. They still play the game, and they had fans or the coaches, and everybody was in masks. And I'm like, how is that possible even now to do that? That would be impossible, right?
Yeah, I have no idea. Obviously now, we're much further along medically and technology, but I have no idea.
I saw that. I thought that was pretty interesting. I was like, I told somebody, I was like, if I'm in the stands, I don't want a mask on. I need to yell. I need you to hear my voice. I need you
to hear your voice. You got 50,000 people. They can't hear your voice.
They will hear me. Listen, I need to hear touchdown, first down, hit him, get the ball. You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't know if I could do the mask thing as a fan. That would be hard, So this is good. Okay. The next question is, I lost train of thought because I was thinking about me being in the stands getting mad. See, I started getting mad thinking about that because my daughter plays AAU, so that's going to be interesting. We just got an email that they can go back in June. So that's going to be interesting because in the AAU, around this time, they're playing like the Sweet 16, and it's crowded. You have scouts from colleges everywhere. So that's going to be interesting how they're going to do with the parents coming and watching the game and things like that. So if you're gonna tell me I gotta wear a mask, I'm gonna have a fit. She need to hear me from the stands.
No. What's your average day during the season? That's a question that came up.
It kind of depends on the day. I guess just an average day. It starts early. We work really hard, so we'll get in office 6:30, 7 o'clock, and usually have a team meeting around 8. And then maybe a quick individual meeting with our group and go out to practice. And we'll come in, maybe have time to eat and shower, and then we'll watch watch film as a staff, offensive staff, and then we usually watch it with the offensive team. Then we'll go back to our positions and watch some more stuff and go over some small things. And after that, sometimes the guys leave. Sometimes they'll stay around to do maybe a walkthrough later. And, the coaches will still be there preparing for, whoever we're playing that week or whatever we're doing the next day. So usually, you get out 10 o'clock or so. So you're there a long time. So that's part of the job. It takes a lot to be successful and put a good product on the field. So, everyone's doing the same thing, trying to get better every day. And, everyone's putting in a lot of work during the season. And even now in the off season, I mean, days are much shorter, but we're still, doing a lot of preparation for the upcoming season already.
So what has it been like for you during this time? What is Jennifer King doing during this situation?
Yeah, a lot of the work has been preparing our the run game and our install. So when they show the team or show the position groups and install, that everything's there. So as far as pictures and descriptions and things I'm putting in, and then we'll have our meeting with our running backs, and that'll last about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And from there, I usually do some film stuff. Right now, I'm working on some base blitz stuff for some of our opponents we have coming up in the season. So we're already working on things for teams we're not playing until October. So,
Yeah. So you guys still have the NFL still has some time.
Oh yeah.
To see how this is all going to pan out. Go ahead, Karen.
So what do you do outside of sports?
I mean, I just love sports. So right now I still play football. I play some flag football. I like music. I like to hang out with my friends. Maybe shop.
Shop. You like to shop?
Of course. Who doesn't like to shop?
Oh, so you take some wind down time for yourselves. Now, as coaches, what is your days like as coaches? Like, do you guys get together and just like, okay, we're not gonna talk about sports. Let's just enjoy life as coaches. Do you guys ever get together like that and go, I don't even want to talk about a game. I don't want to talk about this. I just want to enjoy life, enjoy family and things like that.
Yeah, I think it's important to have that balance. And, when, not that long after I got here, some of the coaches, we went off for dinner and just hung out and chilled. And, that's important to building the camaraderie with your staff, but also getting away for a little bit. But, usually when we're in the facility, it's mostly football. So that's our job. So that's kind of what we do.
So I heard you're daddy's girl.
Yeah.
So what was this like for Dad? I know his chest is all out. That's my daughter. You know what I'm saying? That's my girl. I know he's like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, both my parents, they're super excited. And, like I said, I'm from kind of a small place. So obviously, they feel like they're big time around the little town. It's funny, but I mean, they've been fantastic, my whole journey just from growing up. Sometimes when I was like 12, I had 3 different practices after school, and my mom made sure I was at every one of them. And, they always supported me and came to a bunch of games in college and football games and everything. So, they've been amazing this whole journey, and obviously they're super proud now.
So what was the conversation like with Dad? How did he encourage you when you were walking into all of this?
Well, I mean, by the time all this happened, I was kind of, I was grown, so I was making my own decisions. So, I let him know what was going on, because actually when I took my first full-time professional job in the AAF and with Arizona, I left my basketball season at Thanksgiving. So we were already playing. So obviously I just mentioned it to them. And I mean, ultimately it was like, do what you want to do, make your own decision. And, I think that made it a lot easier for me to take that leap of faith. And, it's worked out well for me.
So what has your faith walk been like through all of this?
I mean, it's been crazy, but I think that helped me so much in my journey, just because I don't worry about, what's going to happen or what's next. I just kind of go with the flow and know that I'm going to be okay. And I think that's one thing that has allowed me to have that confidence to do a lot of this, is I'm not worried about things. Just like, I was a head coach, coming off a national championship season. And then I just left in the middle of the next season to go coach football. And everybody's like, what? Like, what's going on? Like, what? But they didn't understand. Like, I don't know. I wasn't afraid. Like, I just felt like I was going to be okay. So I think that's one of those things that faith really allowed me to just, take that leap and know that I'm gonna be okay.
Your
So did
faith
you?
is amazing.
Oh, it is.
Her confidence is wow. It's truly it's actually inspiring me because I love how she said I wasn't worried. Like we worry
Right.
about so much. We worry about, okay, what are they going to say? Okay, what are they going to think about me? And we make a
Yeah.
lot of decisions people pleasing. And
Yeah,
Yes.
it's from the
and
sounds of it, you
yeah,
never made decisions people pleasing anybody. It was like, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to step out and do it. And it's not, I'm not here to please nobody. This is my journey. This is my chapter. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And so,
absolutely.
wow.
I think that's very important. I forget who said it, but they say faith are the guardrails of dreams, and that's kind of what I did, and I think I encourage anyone to really chase after what they want, no matter, how crazy it may sound. And, people are laughing at your dreams. They might not be big enough sometimes, so
Right.
um have that faith. And I mean, you're putting that work in to make it happen. It's not like you're just stepping out and not doing
Right.
anything. But it's super important to be happy and don't end things with regrets. So I can't imagine the regret I would have had if I wouldn't have taken that first job in Arizona.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then the fact that you were the first African American. How, I mean, that right there, you, I mean, your name is gonna be, your legacy and your name is just gonna go on and on and on because you took that leap of faith, and now you're the first. You're just like Obama, the first president, and now you're the first. I
Only on
mean,
Can We Talk Sports with Karen, right? Like,
you know what I'm saying? You broke the line. You know,
yeah.
it's
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy, and it's stuff like that I never really think about, but obviously it was brought up a lot, and it's still being brought up a lot, and I think it's one of those things when I'm done and look back is when it'll really be special for me. Right now in the moment I'm grinding, trying to do the best that I can at what I'm doing, and not really thinking about that stuff. But look, I think down the road that is something that'll really be special to me.
Wow.
yeah, in
My
an
hats off to you.
encyclopedia book
Yeah.
or the Wikipedia. You know.
Oh, only Karen, y'all. No, but it's very encouraging. This is inspiring because it's like I said, it's just and if we all would think like that at whatever we're called to do, whether I don't care if it's a doctor, attorney, sports, write a book, whatever. If you get to the point, I'm just not going to worry. Then
Yeah,
and you can see it on you. You know what I'm saying? You could just
yeah,
see it on you. It's like I'm not. Yes, there's things come up you get concerned about, but just that automatically weight down, I'm not worried. Like I'm
right,
gonna take this step and flow with it,
right,
and even if it seemed like it was the wrong step, you're still not worried because you're gonna fine tune it to make it right.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I mean, I think it's what's so important is to know that, even if you fail forward, fall forward,
mm,
everything the way you want it to be. And, that's that mindset that I had. I think I always had that mindset from a young age, even playing sports. I was always that just super competitive and confident in what I was doing. And I think it just helped me so much, moving into my professional life, just having that same mindset and that same drive. And then you start realizing that everyone's maybe not wired the same way and not really built like you. So that's when you kind of try to take advantage of it, just because you have that drive and that motivation to try to get things done. And that was one of those things that definitely helped me, in coaching basketball and now football as well.
So have you had anyone say you have inspired me that watching your journey that they've taken steps in areas that they maybe was afraid to take steps in?
Yeah, that's been the crazy part about it, because really, I really wasn't too interested in sharing my story or doing a lot of interviews and things like that. But then, once people started reaching out, just saying, the impact that they had, I felt it's kind of important for me to get, that story and that journey out there. I do feel it's way more important now. So I'm trying to do everything that I can just to share it, because you never know who may hear it and it may motivate them. So I think that's important for me to do now. That's something that I don't really take that lightly anymore.
that's
So
wonderful.
what would you say to a bunch of young females, young girls in high school, college that are because there are a lot of women have now paved the way in the sports industry. We actually interviewed a couple that played professional football. You have women now wanting to that's playing football in high school. Young girls are now playing football in high school, and now you coaches, women have opened the door to the possibility of women now coaching in the NFL and possibly in the NBA and so forth. So what would your words of encouragement be to them that is sitting at home going, I think I can do this, but they just never really seen it done?
Hmm. Yeah, I think representation matters, and what I always talk about with the kids and even people that are not kids anymore is just put a plan in place to do it. If there's something in the back of your mind or something that you really want to do, a passion, go after it. And I think you'll be happy in the long run. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be not going to be bumps in the road or people saying that you can't do it or trying to make it hard for you. But you have to understand that your motivation, has to be really strong, and your drive has to be really strong to accomplish that. And that's one of those things. All this kind of started side story from the Hidden Figures movie with Taraji P. Henson
Oh, that is a good movie.
Black females that work for NASA. And after the movie, I'm so inspired, and I talk to my parents, and they tell me that I'm actually related to Katherine Johnson, who Taraji played, and they just failed to tell me this my whole life. And I think that really drove me into football. And I think watching that movie, and one thing I always share with people is really just be so good that you can't be denied. And I think that's what they did in the movie, and that's just something that I've always tried to carry from that. And I tell people that all the time. It's just if you're really, really good at what you want to do, it doesn't matter what maybe you're a female or whatever. Be so good that you can't be denied. And I think that's super important.
I like
Wow.
that. Be so good that you can't be
Can't be
denied.
denied.
I think
Wow.
that should be like a plaque in my house.
Right.
I'm gonna put it up on the wall for all these athletes to have. Be so good that you can't be denied. I love that. So, go ahead, Karen. You got a
I
question?
just think, right now, the power of sharing your story and your journey is
Yeah.
so powerful. And, me growing up, I never knew anything about Hidden Figures, but the fact that somebody made a movie, uh, for us to see it, I'm like, wow, I didn't even know that. And
Right.
so now you're sharing your joy. It is power in sharing your journey, because it will help somebody else, because they will be able to see that somebody else has done something that can inspire them to do, to move forward. So I appreciate you starting taking interviews.
Yeah, I thought it was important, and this is just a small part, my journey, all the other things that I did, and it's been crazy. It's been a wild ride. I definitely didn't just pop up, here. It's been a long journey to get here.
Yeah. I love what my husband says about the movie. He said, after he watched it, he goes, "We don't realize how powerful women are. They
Mhm.
are really, they came alongside and helped put a man on the moon.
Had to
They
have
helped,
Wow.
they
it. Had
helped
to have
and when he said it, I was like, whoa. He goes, it was 3 women who put a
Mm,
man on the moon. He goes,
wow.
"We don't realize how powerful you are." It's always you have men who are like, women are down here and we're up here. But if you let them if you let them join with you, then we can send you to
The
the
sky's the
moon.
limit,
The
huh?
Yeah,
sky's the limit, right? And
yeah.
so when he
That's
said
one
that,
thing
I was like,
about coaching.
wow,
You know,
wow.
there's so
Yeah.
many women who are teachers. Teaching is majority women. Coaching is teaching. It's a form of teaching, yet
Teaching.
it's mostly men. Which is interesting. I just thought that was something that was always interesting.
But it's a balance, right? Because women are nurturers. There's got to be a balance. You know what I'm saying? So, as you're coaching, there's a nurturing side that's automatically there. There's a teaching side. Men. I've seen some of the men coaches. Boy, they be going off. They be cussing them jokers out, right? So, but it's like there's that side where you come in. You're like, all right, listen. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I got it." Right?
Mhm.
And so it's like you're helping the coach, like the movie. They came alongside the man and helped put a man on the moon because he couldn't figure it out. So here they come along with the formula. It's the same thing. So I think people are always looking at women trying to take over a men's job.
Mhm.
I don't think women are trying to take over a men's job. I think they're just coming in and saying, "Hey, I see something you've missed. Let me help tweak it with you, not take over your position or act like I'm better than you, but I see something you might have missed, and I'm just here to help you, you know what I'm saying, figure it out." I don't know. What is your take on
Very
that?
important. Yep. I think that's extremely important to, that fact that you're not trying to take someone's job. It's just you can add value to the team. And I think that's something that the coaches in the NFL, the head coaches that have women now on their staff, Coach Arians in Tampa, Shanahan out in San Francisco, and the new coach in Cleveland with Callie. And I think they see the value that, women can bring, and it's cool about women. It's not just any random, woman. It's people that have been around football and have a resume in football as well to do that. But I think it's so important that they have that vision to know that, what a woman can possibly bring to the table.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and take this last question. For a player, the games get faster at every level. Is it the same for coaching at the top level?
Yeah, I would agree with that because I was with the Panthers, and then like this past season I was at Dartmouth College, which is D1 football. But it's at one point it was almost like it was slow motion when I went back to the college level from the NFL. Things are happening a lot slower, and a lot less movement going on, and especially with the defense and disguising coverages and things like that. So it's definitely a difference at each level you go to, and that's one of the amazing things about the NFL. Especially at field level, it's just the size and speed, of those guys. It's amazing, and it's super amazing to be able to work with them.
So what did you think about the XFL?
I mean, I was pulling for it. A lot of my guys that I coached out in Arizona in the AAF were members of the XFL as well. So, obviously the NFL only has so many spots, and, there's so much talent. I'm always pulling for other leagues that allow people to get paid to play football, and, I'm hoping something, it kind of comes back from the ashes just to give those guys another opportunity to play, because, they're good enough to get paid to play football, and, everyone can't play in the NFL or the CFL.
Yeah, it was a good league. Yeah, I liked it. It was kind of fast paced. I mean, they were seriously hitting. I was like, oh, I think I kind of like this XFL thing. So yeah, I was kind of bummed out when they had to file bankruptcy, but hopefully, and I felt for a lot of those players because here was an opportunity. Like you said, a lot of them didn't get to go to the NFL, but they still got to play what they love. So hopefully something, they'll figure out how to bring it back. And so.
And we got a chance to be on the sideline. Can we talk to Karen on the sideline?
Karen was on the sideline like a kid in the candy store. Jennifer was like, I didn't go because I wasn't able to go. So when she went live, she's like, I'm on the sideline. And I was like, oh my God, y'all. So, Can We Talk Sports is we're not here going all about the stats. We just like to talk about what others don't talk about, family, the ups and downs as a coach, as a person, so we're silly. It was so funny. She was a kid in the candy store on that sideline. Boy. But listen, Jennifer, it was great having this interview. Before we leave, can you give a word of encouragement to those that are listening, those that will watch the show? Do you want to share something?
And then tell us if you think Cam Newton is going to get a job.
Okay, I'll do that part. I mean, I think he'll land with someone eventually. He's a great guy, man. I love Cam to death, man. It was a pleasure to be able to work around him in Carolina for those 2 seasons I was there, and I'm definitely pulling for him. But kind of that last word for me is always just know that you can do it. Don't take no for an answer. And especially during this time, they always say, the tough times don't last, but the tough people do. And I think that's super important right now with everything that's going on to, everyone's going through their own struggles, and keep battling, keep fighting, and we're all going to come out of this okay.
All right. Well, we're hoping to see the NFL come back in full force. They're going to play like never before if they're able to. They're going to come out swinging. They're going to come out like, listen, we went through. I'm about to let all my frustration out on this field. Somebody going to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be exciting. And the fans, I'm telling you, around here, they are like, Texas fans are like, okay, I need some sports. Like right here in the cul-de-sac where I live. Oh my gosh, Karen, they are Dallas fans. This cul-de-sac is like Dallas, right? So I got to tell Big Mama. But anyway, they were all around here talking. They're like, I am going crazy without
All right.
football. Like, not, watching the mini camps, finding out what's going on, who's the who's who. They're sitting here, they're like, I can't take this anymore. We got to do something. So
Yeah.
I tell you what, fans are going to be excited to finally have some football in the air,
Mhm.
right?
Who's your favorite team, Jennifer? NFL team.
Is that a real question?
No, you don't think
Yeah,
you're
I mean, hey, just because you work for them, don't have to be your favorite
wait.
team.
Oh no,
Just won't even answer that question.
right.
No,
Yeah.
I got you. She,
It's
you know,
only
she
one
had to
team.
be fresh.
Well, you could have been raised as a Dallas fan. You know, your daddy was, Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah.
American.
Once you start working for teams, you don't have that.
Okay, before you worked for any teams, who was your team? Who was your dad's team? Well, okay, we're gonna do it like this. Who was your mom and your daddy team? You ain't got to say
It's kind of funny though, because growing up, I actually was a Redskins fan, and then the Panthers came when I was a little kid, so I moved over to the Panthers because they were the local team, and it's kind of crazy that I've been able to work for both of my favorite teams growing up as a kid. So it's been cool, but definitely the Redskins are my favorite team. So, there's no doubt.
So who's your mom and daddy team?
They rock with who rocking with me. So
Who's paying you? Right?
Hey, I'm the same way. So when my son went to Kansas, I didn't really watch. I was a 49ers fan. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be Kansas fan because he had Kansas. So I'm going to rock where he rocks. So yeah, I understand that. Yeah. I get it. So anyway, thank you, Jennifer, for coming to the show. This has been great. So listen, everybody, young women, be inspired. Don't give up. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you put your heart to, don't give up. Go for it. Trust it. And not even just the women, just young people, period. I know this COVID is hard. I know right now it's challenging. I actually met a young lady who was like, I lost my job and I don't even know what I'm going to do. Like she had no plans. Where she was working was all she had. But I want to encourage you, find your creativity. What is it that you originally wanted to do when you were young? Now's the time to go after it. Don't give up. Don't let this situation stop you. Don't let this situation block you. But like she said, go for it. Be the best you. I always say, leave your mark on the field, no matter what you do in life. Let them know who you are and why you're there. So, this is your girl Shannon at Can We Talk Sports. I'm here with my host. And we just had a great interview with Jennifer King of the Washington Redskins. We will be back next Sunday with a defense analysis. Sunday. Thursday. Thursday. I'm sorry. Thursday. We'll be back Thursday with a defense analysis. I think that's what he is. Anyway, so have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.